Hello, this is part three of the housekeepers and house dinner training. So my name is Esther Festus. If you are coming across this channel for the first time, it is great to have you here. I am leadership and wellness consultant. I help leaders prevent the subtle decline to their properties, legacy, reputation. And I am also the CEO of Miracle Solutions, and I also help to recruit housekeepers, train them. I also coach leaders as well. Okay, let's get right into it. We're talking about the duties and the work structure for a housekeeper, especially in an organization. So I've been training, I've been recruiting and training housekeepers for years now for hotels and organizations. And I've come to understand that there's some basic things every housekeeper needs to know. In fact, even if you don't know the skill, you don't have the skill for being recruited as a housekeeper, you need to learn them. It's just what you need to do. So the first thing is when you enter into a space to clean, you're a housekeeper, right? You have the right mindset. You are growing yourself. You are here to add value, not just to collect salary at the end of the month. When you're here to clean, the first thing you check for is structural damage. So I have videos of how to fold blankets, how to lay bedspread, how to fold towels on my channel. Can you go through this our official Merak channel to see the videos, either one of the short. I will also drop the link in the description box. So yes, you can go through those to have a better view of different method of doing stuff. So as I was saying, the first thing you do is check for structural damage. And one, this will protect you from harm while you're working in that space. Two, it will help inform your boss or your organization of the repairs they need to do before it becomes worse. Three, it will protect you from having to pay for the damage. But once you check structural damage and you report it to your supervisor, you have protected yourself, you have protected the organization, and you have prevented damage. So you need to be intentional about that before you do anything at all. Even if you've checked yesterday, check the next day. As long as you're going there to check for structural damage and report it immediately. In fact, take video record or picture of it. If you can't, get someone that can be a witness to it. All right, so that is one. And two, once you're ready to clean, you need to clean from top down, which means you start from the topmost part of the house. Of course, not the roof. If you're into roof cleaning, that's different. Oh, I'm talking about the house now. You start from the from the top floor, the topmost floor, from the farthest end of the topmost floor. So you are cleaning from inside out, up, down. So when you are in the room, then you clean from the top shelf, from the top of, don't, a lot of times housekeepers ignore that part. You clean it. I should not be entering the room you've cleaned and then be touching the wardrobe and be feeling dirt. Then clean it. And then once you've done that, cobwebs. So cobwebs are part of it too. When I'm talking about from up down, it includes the ceiling. You clean, you bring all the cobwebs down, then you clean the wardrobe. So the last thing you should do in the room is mop. That is the last thing you should do in the room. So for Merak cleaning installations, we usually do what we call final mopping, which means after we've done everything we need to do, we've mopped, then where we've done doing the finishing, then we mop final mopping. That final mopping, then we apply the air freshener and we close the door. So which means our work is complete for that day. We're not entering that room again, unless the client wants to enter the room. So that's what we do. So the last thing you do in the room is final mopping. Now your duties as a housekeeper is one to make sure that the space is safe. That space must be safe for the guests to enter, for the client to enter, to stay. That space must. So if you are using any chemical that is not good for someone to inhale, especially when they don't have the protective, when they don't have the protective gadgets, don't have a nose mask, then you should inform them that they cannot enter until you are done. So that is your first duty. The second duty is to make sure that that space is healthy, healthier than you left it. I'm sure what I'm saying will probably be new to you. I'm wondering, what is it? Is it not just to clean? It is not just to clean. Your job is not just to clean. Your job is to protect. Your job is to prevent harm. So this video is for people that know that there is more to them than just housekeeping, right? If you know that you are just there to just clean and go, this channel is not for you. If you just want to clean and go and collect your this channel is not for you. I'm sure you find videos, right? But here is where we help you grow as a housekeeper. We help you think like a leader. We help you become a better person. Even by when you're leaving the organization or leaving the housekeeping industry, you have refined yourself. So, like I was saying, your job is to protect. Your job is to prevent harm. So your duty is one, make sure that that space is safe, two, make sure it is healthy to stay in, and three, make sure it is clean. So now, people usually think cleanliness means there is no dust. But if you are working in a space and there are caked dirt, caked paint, it is your job to make sure it leaves. Now, if you could not clean off that paint when you're working at that moment, but we don't have the right tools or the right chemical for it, then what you do is you make sure that you go and find out the right tool or chemical for it and correct it, clean that space. So, like I always say, you don't have to be perfect, but you have to keep being better. Keep being better. I've heard this excuse a lot of times. I wouldn't. It's a question actually, but I will call it an excuse because it helps you become complacent if you keep thinking like that. So I've heard it a lot of times when housekeepers ask me that, and what if they don't give me what I need to use to work? You do your part by telling them what you need. Now, even if you've done your part and your boss or the hotel owner or the manager or the supervisor is still not giving you the materials you need, it is your own duty to know the material you need to use to work. Know it. So even if they are not doing right by you by providing the things you need, have that knowledge at hand. In fact, that homemade products can mix together that will still give you good results, right? May not be as efficient as the chemicals. Try them. It is for your own sake. Try them. And then when you've done it, you can show your own supervisor that, can you see the difference in what I've done? Will you give me the chemicals now? Or will you give me the money to get what I need now? Or will you provide what I need now? So what you've done is you've gone beyond just cleaning and going. You've improved yourself. You now know what you don't used to know before. Even your supervisor will have you have more respect for you. So those are your duties. You are there to protect, you are there to prevent harm, you are there to make sure that that space is healthier and you left it. So I was mentioning the responsibilities earlier, the work structure earlier, that when you get into a space and then you check the structural damage, you start cleaning from top to down, and then make sure that the last thing you do in that room is final mopping. So before you leave that space, after you've done your job, after you've cleaned, you need to ask yourself, after you've cleaned, you need to ask yourself, is it safe? Is it clean? Is it all there? You need to answer those questions honestly. So there's something we call smell check. Now, smell check must be done before final mopping. After you've bring down cobwebs and everything, you've cleaned, you've cleaned, you've arranged everything back, you scraped the paint that you need to scrape, you swept. After doing all that and believing that your the space should be looking neater, looking livable, should be looking better than when you met it, right? So that is when you do smell check. Smell check means you perceive the smell. Is this palatable enough for a proper human to stay and they won't feel choked? If you are using chemicals, if you are using acid or any acidic chemical, have you added base to neutralize the acid that you've used in that home? That is how you make sure that that place is healthy. And then the chemicals you've used, open all the windows, make sure that smell leaves. If you need to turn on the AC, on the AC. If you need to on the fan, make sure that smell leaves. And then apply the air freshener. Apply air freshener. Leave. Unless they specifically request that they don't want air freshener. Make sure that any choking smell leaves because you don't know your clients or the guests may have asthma. They may have underlying condition. You don't want to add to that. In fact, you want to help them to reduce any form of trigger. That is your job. That is your duty. What I'm saying, it sounds strange to you. You'll be thinking, what is this woman saying? It's not just, it's not. That is your duty. All right. So, if you have any questions, please drop it in the comment section or reach out to me via Instagram at the or via mail at the at gmail.com. I would love to be of help to you to help this journey seamless and better for you day by day. And if you are an hotelier or a business owner and you want me to recruit or train your housekeepers, you can also reach out to me via the Instagram handle and my email address. And my team and I would love to be of help to you and add value to your organization. All right, so part 3 done. You can check more for more content on my page. I'm sure you see the whole part already uploaded, from part 1 to part 7. And this, I promise you that by the time you are done with this training, you'll be a better person. When they ask you about what you do, you will have more confidence. In fact, the way you present yourself will blow your mind. Remember, I'm not training you to be another housekeeper. I'm training you to be a housekeeper that leads. Housekeeper that leads. Because I'm a leadership and wellness consultant. Yeah. All right. So, have a nice day. Thank you for watching today. Bye.